What is going on, guys? Money Webby here, back again on Tuesday. A 13-game slate here tonight. A very good one for NBA. Before the season winds down, this is probably one of the best slates to get in on, so I would definitely recommend playing this one. I got a Money 6 for you. 6 of my favorite plays, some good value, guys that have great upside at their price. So before we get going, drop a like on the video to show some love to these videos so I can keep them coming. 100 plus likes if possible. I greatly appreciate that. Let's hop into it. First guy is going to be my boy NIKOLA JOKIC at 9,800. The guy's been popping off recently. They keep on playing these must-win games. Currently one game out of the playoffs, so another must-win game here. Last 3 games, 65, 58, and 68, and they don't play much defense. I think Indiana, you can target them. This game should be a very high-scoring game yet again. Like, these scoring totals are insane. The last 2 games did go to overtime, so you got a few extra minutes and a few extra DraftKings points. But I still think at 9,800, he's still too good of a price where he can easily approach 50-plus DraftKings points. Because how many shots he's putting up, how many rebounds he's getting in, he can get assists, blocks, steals. He can fill it up in every category, so I like him a lot. In this matchup, Indiana isn't very good against centers. They're pretty good defensively at other spots. So NIKOLA JOKIC, go ahead and lock him in there. And for my second guy, BURKE, taking the world by storm recently at 6,600. Great matchup against Orlando. And another guy that's getting pretty heavy minutes the last couple of games. He got 38 minutes last game against Detroit. Dropped 50 DraftKings points. A big double-double with 15 assists. In this game, again, they'll be rolling up probably the same lineup. In a similar, good matchup here. It should be pretty up-tempo, high-scoring. His Michigan team from college just lost last night, so maybe he'll be a little bit mad about that one. And he's been playing pretty damn well here at home in New York, shooting 40% from 3, averaging more DraftKings points at home here, so feeling very comfortable in New York. I think he'll have another big game and a great matchup here, so go ahead and lock him in. For my third guy, CLARKSON, it was announced that George Hill was going to be out for this game against Toronto. George Hill had a very good game against Toronto earlier this year, probably 1 or 2 weeks ago, against the same team, so they definitely let this point guard kind of roll, just kind of get open pretty well. I think George Hill was seen cutting to the hoop pretty often. He had some easy looks around the rim when they did play that game earlier. So CLARKSON, he'll be swapping into that role, probably getting closer to 30 minutes in this game like he did the last 2 games with George Hill out. And he's had some pretty good usage. He's definitely an offensive weapon for this team. He'll probably shoot around 10 shots in this game. He doesn't fill it up in many other categories, but at 4,800, all he needs is around 23 DraftKings points to make it worth your while, get 5 times value. In the last 2 games, he's done that with 24 and 31 DraftKings points. In this game, it should be fairly high scoring. I don't think Toronto wants to let LeBron just beat them like he did last game. He was scoring at will. So CLARKSON, I think he'll be the man that they kind of go to more and they don't put as much attention on. So CLARKSON, 4,800. Lock him in there. And for my third guy, Ben Simmons, here without Embiid. I think it's just too good of a matchup against Brooklyn. And without Embiid, Ben Simmons has been going off 63 and 54 the last 2 games. Some more. The rebounds, honestly, hasn't gone up as much as I was looking for. But I think he'll get a triple-double in this game, honestly. I think he'll get over 10 points, get a good amount of assists against Brooklyn, and get the 10 rebounds that we're looking for. I know that Dario Saric is out for this game, so Ersan Ilyasova will be at the starting power forward. He's not really a true rebounder, so I think Ben Simmons, like I said, I think he'll get up to 10 rebounds, get the triple-double. Should be a high-scoring game. The 76ers are implied 115 points, and Ben Simmons will be the guy that has the ball in his hands 24/7, so he can easily fill it up, like I'm saying, and get over 50 DraftKings points. Similar to Jokic, I feel like both these guys are too cheap considering the upside they both have. I think both could honestly go for 60-plus DraftKings points tonight. So a good combo. You get your upside plays at a little bit of a discount. So Ben Simmons, lock him in there. And then for my fifth and final guy, Kyle Quinn here with Enes Kanter out. Whenever Kyle Quinn gets an opportunity to get some good minutes, he always returns value. It seems like he's a great rebounder. He doesn't score that much. 5 shots last game. Kind of disappointing, but that was against Andre Drummond. A tough matchup here. A much easier matchup going against Orlando. They have been pretty weak against center recently, so I think Kyle Quinn can have a solid game here. And honestly, flirt with the double-double with points and rebounds. He's played pretty well against Orlando this year in limited minutes. 3 games against him, averaging 22 drafting points and only 18 minutes per game. So we're probably going to see around 30 minutes in this one like we saw against Detroit, and some more possible shots going up at the hoop and some more possible rebounds. We know that Enes Kanter was a rebounding machine, so Kyle Quinn has to fill that void yet again here. Michael Beasley is the starting power forward there, and he's not a great rebounder. So Kyle Quinn can easily rack up the rebounds and get a double-double. And 5,100, if he gets a double-double, he's already returning value, and he has upside beyond that as well. So go ahead and lock him in there. So that's the top 5. You got TREY, BURKE, Jordan Clarkson, Ben Simmons, Kyle Quinn, and NIKOLA JOKIC. And for my value guy of the night, my lottery pick, to try to get you some money here, Malik Monk. He's the guy that I'm looking at 3,900 going against Chicago. This game probably going to be pretty damn ugly. I honestly could see Charlotte getting up pretty big. I mean, Chicago's just like begging for teams to blow them out so they can tank here. So I think Malik Monk could get some solid run off the bench. They got blown out the last 2 games, so he got some more minutes. But his usage has been crazy in those 2 games. 17 shots and 13 shots the last 2 games. And I think it's because their bench is a little bit banged up. They have 2 of their starting small forwards or off the bench, Dwayne Bacon and Trevor Graham, both hurt. So Malik Monk has been given the opportunity to kind of score and throw up some more shots in these games. And usually towards the end of the year is when you're starting to see these rookies kind of break out here. So Malik Monk, I think he'll keep it going here in the spot. Jeremy Lamb is questionable, is probable, whatever. He's coming back from not sure what it was, but I think it was like an injury. Well, I think it was like a sickness or a small injury. But with Malik Monk, I think that as a rookie, you know, I feel like the veterans kind of take when they're out of playoff contention. I feel like the rookies kind of take over a little bit more, and the veterans kind of sit back a little bit more, and just let the rookies kind of get that good experience. And we've seen that the last 2 games with 13 and 17 shots. So I think he can do enough to return good value here at 3,900. Get over 5 times value, over 20 drafting points. So lock him in there. So that is it. Get you up to 5,100 remaining per player. Another possible guy you could go cheap is Jakob Poeltl. I recommended him the other night, and he did absolutely atrocious. Really bad. But against the Cavs, they have no rim protectors. And when he's gotten over 20 minutes against them, he's done very well. The game actually stayed close here against Cleveland last time, and he still got 31 drafting points. So that's another guy that you could consider. A little bit volatile because he has these random games where he does absolutely nothing, where he gets like 8 drafting points, whatever have you. But in GPP, I would definitely consider him. And another play, just at a regular salary, but Robert Covington at 6,000 is the guy that you can definitely take a look at as well. He did absolutely insane last game against Charlotte, dropping 50 drafting points in that one. But that was partly because he had 7 steals, so I'm not sure he's going to be able to reach 50 drafting points in that one. But I still think he can return value at his price tag, considering that Dario Saric is out. But that is it. Drop a like on the video if you enjoyed it. I greatly appreciate all the likes. It really helps me out. And subscribe if you haven't to get these videos for the rest of the NBA season. You can go ahead and check out my MLB DraftKings picks for the day right after this, and I'll be uploading my Masters DraftKings picks and preview with Pat Mayo from DraftKings. A little bit like in 2 hours or so I'll be recording that, so that should be up pretty shortly, so stay on the lookout for that. You can hit that bell icon if you haven't already to get the notifications and get alerted every time I upload a DraftKings video. So good luck tonight, guys. 13 game slate, definitely a good one that you should be playing tonight. Great value, should be a good one. Good luck, and we'll see you back here again tomorrow.